While everyone talks about Subic Bay's military comeback, they're missing the real story. This $1 billion infrastructure boom is creating the biggest digital nomad opportunity in Southeast Asia. While the world braces for conflict, the smartest people I know are quietly moving in, not with weapons, but with Wi-Fi. Something big is rising just 50 miles from Manila. Subic Bay, once home to the largest US naval base in Asia, is coming back to life. But here's what the news won't tell you. This military investment is accidentally creating paradise for digital nomads and location-independent entrepreneurs. New infrastructure, international businesses flooding in, English-speaking workforce, and costs that are still incredibly low. If you understand what's really happening here, you could position yourself in one of Asia's next major economic hubs before anyone else catches on. If you want the complete blueprint for building location-independent income while living in emerging opportunity zones like this, grab my Cruise Freedom Blueprint in the description. It shows exactly how to identify and capitalize on these infrastructure booms before they become expensive. Here's what's really happening behind the military headlines. $1 billion in infrastructure spending is transforming the entire Subic Bay region. New airports, upgraded internet infrastructure, international standard housing, and business districts designed for global companies. When militaries invest this heavily in a location, civilian infrastructure follows fast. But here's the part that creates opportunities for people like us. All this development is happening in a region where you can still rent a beautiful apartment for $400 monthly, eat amazing meals for $3, and live better than most people in expensive Western cities. I met Sarah Chen, a web developer from Australia who moved to Subic Bay in early 2024. She was paying $2,800 monthly for rent in Sydney while earning $4,500 from her freelance clients.
I heard about all the development happening here and decided to check it out. Now I pay $350 for an apartment that's twice the size with a better view, and I'm saving $2,400 every month while my income stayed exactly the same.
Sarah represents something bigger happening across the Philippines. Digital nomads discovering that infrastructure investment creates temporary arbitrage opportunities. But Sarah's move to Subic Bay connects to a pattern I've noticed across multiple countries. Military and government infrastructure investments create 18 to 24-month windows where location-independent workers can access first-world amenities at third-world prices, and there's a specific way to identify these opportunities before they become saturated. Infrastructure development usually makes places more expensive for locals and foreigners alike. But there's often a sweet spot window where amenities improve faster than costs increase. Digital nomads who understand this timing can live incredibly well while building wealth instead of just spending it. While the media focuses on geopolitical tensions, international businesses are quietly moving operations to the Philippines at record pace. Defense contractors, logistics companies, technology firms supporting the military buildup, and service businesses catering to international workers. This creates a massive demand for English-speaking freelancers, consultants, and remote service providers. The numbers are staggering. Foreign direct investment in the Philippines increased 47% in 2024, with much of it concentrated around strategic locations like Subic Bay. But here's where it gets interesting for digital nomads. These companies need services that remote workers can provide from anywhere. Marketing, software development, customer service, content creation, financial consulting. James Rodriguez discovered this opportunity by accident. He's a graphic designer who moved to Subic Bay for the low cost of living. Within 6 months, he was earning $6,000 monthly designing materials for defense contractors and international businesses setting up operations in the region.
I thought I was just moving somewhere cheap to stretch my savings. But I ended up in the middle of a business boom where everyone needs design work, and there aren't enough local providers who understand international standards.
James stumbled onto something that smart location-independent entrepreneurs are doing intentionally. They're following infrastructure investment patterns to position themselves where demand for their services will spike before competition arrives. There's actually a formula for identifying these opportunities. Most digital nomads choose destinations based on cost of living and lifestyle factors. But the nomads earning the most money are choosing locations based on business opportunity timing. Being in the right place when demand spikes can multiply your income while your costs stay low. Here's what most people don't understand about infrastructure booms. There's usually a 12 to 24-month window where you get massive improvements in quality of life before prices adjust to match. Subic Bay is in that window right now. Picture this: sipping local coffee in your $400 apartment, landing $6,000 clients while watching warships sail across Subic Bay. You're getting fiber internet speeds that rival Singapore, international standard housing and amenities, English-speaking business environment, easy visa processes for foreigners, access to major Asian cities within 2 to 3 hours, all while maintaining costs that are 60 to 70% lower than comparable locations in Thailand, Vietnam, or Indonesia. Maria Santos, a marketing consultant from Canada, moved to Subic Bay 8 months ago. She's earning the same $5,500 monthly she made working remotely from Toronto, but her total living expenses dropped from $3,200 to $1,100 monthly.
The infrastructure here is better than some places I lived in Europe, but I'm paying Southeast Asian prices. I'm saving more money per month than I used to earn at my old corporate job.
But Maria also discovered something unexpected. The international business environment made it easier to attract higher-paying clients. Maria's client attraction success connects to a psychological factor that most digital nomads never consider. Where you're located affects how clients perceive your value and what rates they're willing to pay. Some locations create premium positioning even when your costs are minimal. Remote work means location shouldn't affect your income potential, but client psychology and business positioning can be heavily influenced by where you're based. The right location can increase both your profit margins and your perceived value simultaneously. I need to be honest about something that took me years to figure out. When I started building location-independent income, I made the same mistake most digital nomads make. I chose destinations based purely on cost of living and lifestyle factors. Cheap rent, good weather, nice beaches. But I was missing the bigger picture. The nomads who were really succeeding financially weren't just arbitraging their living costs, they were arbitraging business opportunities. They were positioning themselves in locations where demand for their services was growing faster than supply, where infrastructure investment was creating business ecosystems that needed exactly what they offered. That realization changed how I approach location independence completely. Instead of just looking for cheap places to live, I started looking for emerging economic zones where I could build wealth while living well. That's exactly what my Cruise Freedom Blueprint teaches: how to identify and capitalize on these infrastructure and economic development patterns. Whether it's military investment, tourism development, or international business expansion, there are predictable patterns you can follow to position yourself advantageously. The blueprint shows you how to research these opportunities, evaluate their timing, and build businesses that benefit from economic development rather than just avoiding high costs. Download it free in the description, because understanding these patterns can completely change your financial trajectory as a location-independent entrepreneur. Here's where the Subic Bay opportunity becomes really powerful: network effects. When you position yourself in an emerging business hub, you don't just access individual opportunities, you become part of a growing network of entrepreneurs, businesses, and professionals who create opportunities for each other. The international community in Subic Bay includes defense contractors, logistics managers, tech entrepreneurs, consultants, and other digital nomads. These connections lead to referrals, partnerships, and joint ventures that wouldn't exist in traditional nomad destinations. Take Alex Thompson, a business consultant who moved to Subic Bay from Bali. In Bali, he was competing with hundreds of other Western consultants for the same limited client base of other nomads and small tourism businesses. In Subic Bay, he's one of the few consultants who understands both international business standards and local Philippine market conditions. His client base now includes multinational corporations, government contractors, and emerging Filipino businesses targeting international markets.
I went from competing with everyone to being uniquely positioned for a growing market. My rates doubled because I became valuable to businesses that actually have substantial budgets.
Alex's positioning strategy reveals something crucial about building wealth as a digital nomad. It's not just about where you live, it's about which economic ecosystem you plug into. And there's a specific framework for evaluating these ecosystems that most nomads never learn. Digital nomad destinations are usually chosen based on personal preferences and lifestyle factors, but the most profitable nomad locations are chosen based on business ecosystem development and network opportunity potential. Your network determines your net worth, and your location determines your network options. Here's the crucial factor most people miss: timing. Every infrastructure boom creates a predictable cycle. First, investment arrives and construction begins. Then, businesses start moving in. Then, international professionals and entrepreneurs discover the opportunity. Finally, costs rise to match the improved amenities and increased demand. Subic Bay is currently in Phase 2. Businesses are moving in, but most digital nomads haven't discovered it yet. That means you can still access the improved infrastructure and business opportunities at pre-boom prices. This window typically lasts 12 to 24 months. After that, you're competing with everyone else who figured out the opportunity, and the cost advantages disappear. The nomads who build real wealth are the ones who understand this cycle and position themselves early. They don't just save money on living costs. They build businesses that benefit from the economic development happening around them. Understanding this timing cycle is exactly what separates nomads who just travel cheaply from nomads who build substantial wealth while living internationally. The principles apply far beyond Subic Bay to infrastructure development patterns worldwide. The Subic Bay story isn't really about military bases or geopolitical tensions. It's about recognizing that infrastructure investment creates temporary windows of enormous opportunity for location-independent entrepreneurs. What's rising here isn't just concrete. It's Filipino pride, global relevance, and the chance to attract the world's attention again. But this time, through peace and prosperity. Right now, you can live in a developing international business hub with first-world amenities at third-world prices, while building networks and businesses that benefit from billions in development investment. But this window won't stay open forever. The nomads who understand this timing will position themselves to build wealth while living incredibly well. Those who don't will miss one of the biggest location arbitrage opportunities in Southeast Asia. If you want the complete framework for identifying and capitalizing on these infrastructure investment opportunities worldwide, download my Cruise Freedom Blueprint free in the description. It shows you exactly how to research emerging economic zones, evaluate their business potential, and build location-independent income streams that benefit from economic development patterns. Like this video if you're ready to think strategically about nomad destinations. Subscribe for more insights about building wealth through smart location choices. And share this with someone who's ready to turn travel into a wealth-building strategy. The opportunity is there. The question is, will you be positioned to capture it?